Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Hearthstone Mercenaries bounty guide, I'm going to take a look at the cheapest way to defeat Heroic DREK'THAR in Alterac Valley. At the time I'm recording this, Heroic DREK'THAR is the most difficult bounty in Hearthstone Mercenaries. And I'm afraid it is not possible on a complete budget team. I have killed DREK'THAR around 20 times by now with various teams, and in this one I'm going to present the cheapest team, and I'm also going to talk about all the other various options that you have for defeating DREK'THAR, so that you can find the one that you have mercenaries for. First of all, the enemies in Heroic DREK'THAR bounty. Well, we have DREK'THAR in the middle, and DREK'THAR comes with 4 red adds. That's a lot of adds. The leftmost add gives plus fire damage to both teams, and it's also going to shoot at you with really big missiles. The rightmost add gives plus frost damage to both teams. And then there's 2 wolves. The left wolf is going to cast Endurance Aura periodically, speeding everything up. I call that the speed wolf. That's a really scary opponent. And then the other wolf is going to take away some of your attack, and then it's going to shoot at you with frost damage. So for overall DREK'THAR strategy, there are 2 alternatives. You could try to kill off the fire damage add that also shoots big missiles at you, or you can try to kill the speed wolf. With all the testing that I have done, the speed wolf strategy just seems to be much more consistent than going for the fire damage first. The first thing we want to do is get rid of the speed wolf. The second thing we want to do is get rid of the fire damage add. And how do we do that? This is the cheapest, somewhat consistent comp for Heroic DREK'THAR that I have found. I got 3 kills with this one. It's going pretty okay. It does have 2 epics in it, because the comp is Antonidas, Cornelius Geddon, Lokholar Varden, and Belinda. And as for gear, Antonidas has Syndicus Staff, Cornelius has Shield of Dawn, Geddon runs Mark of Conflagration, Lokholar with Icy Focus, Varden with Potion of Ice, and Belinda's best equipment would be the Freezing Elemental, but that's the equipment that you get from killing Heroic DREK'THAR, so I've been running Belinda with Stormbike's Salvation for this one. For the climb to the boss, I'm mainly using Antonidas, Cornelius Geddon, but actually all of the mercenaries can be useful in different fights during the climb. Sometimes even Belinda, Varden, and Lokholar can be useful. Even with 2 epics in the squad, this team would need a legendary to be fully consistent, but it can be done most of the time with this team. Especially because the frost treasures are really good for the DREK'THAR fight. If you can get one for Lokholar that freezes the enemy at the start of the fight, then that just insta-wins the whole bounty. That's just so good. All the trash fights and DREK'THAR fight, it's just going to be really easy. Also, if you can get the Wall of Ice for that additional taunt minion, that's also going to be very useful, and that can be received for multiple frost mercenaries. In the DREK'THAR fight, I open with Cornelius, Antonidas, Geddon, try to get some of the fire damage in, then bring in Varden for the slows, and then Lokholar and Belinda trying to finish things off. There is a lot of incoming damage at the start of DREK'THAR fight, and you need to get a lot of damage going on. And sadly, the fire team really is the only option. There is nothing else that does even close to the amount of damage Antonidas and Baron Geddon can pump out on the first turn. There's bonus fire damage in the encounter, there's bonus frost damage, but frost does not have an AoE caster at the moment, whereas fire does, so fire is just the superior option. Then we have like Holy, we have like Arcane, AoE, but because there's no bonus damage for those, then they are just so far inferior. As for the tank that is trying to keep your fire squad alive for a little while, Cornelius Roam is the best option. Cornelius is just the right balance of being able to take some damage and being able to heal up the fire squad a little. I've also killed DREK'THAR a couple of times with Cariel. Cariel is kind of okay, but doesn't heal up the fire squad at all, but deals a little bit more damage back because of her attack. And I've also done it a few times with Mutanus, but Mutanus is by far the weakest of the 3 tanks. Because while Mutanus is the best at staying alive, Mutanus is also by far the weakest at protecting the fire squad, because the opponents tend to try to use abilities that don't touch Mutanus. And after your fire squad inevitably goes down, Lokholar can deal some damage because there's that frost damage bonus and then hailstorm, boom, 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 boom. But Lokholar is still the inferior option. The best option by far is Diablo. Diablo, the fire damage bonus still alive, fire stomping, pow, pow, pow. Varden slows the opponents down a little bit, then Diablo comes in, finishes things off. That's by far the easiest way to defeat DREK'THAR. I also did my first 3 DREK'THAR kills with Jaina instead of Diablo, and Jaina is okay. There's a bunch of damage coming in, Jaina has Ice Block protecting her a little bit. A fine alternative, stronger than Lokholar, but Diablo is by far the strongest. So those are the building blocks for successfully killing Drek'THAR in Heroic, and this one is the cheapest team that you can do it with, but I showed the other mercenaries in case your collection happens to have some of them, so then you can mix and match your own squad. And to see how this all works in action, here's footage of a couple of kills I've had with a budget team. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and check out my Twitch channel.